I love you, Esther. You've made me the happiest man in the world.
And you have made all my dreams come true.
Peter held Erica's hand and looked into her eyes with so much love. But the woman standing before him was not his bride. She was a stranger wearing his wife's face. And somewhere in the building, his real wife was lying unconscious on a cold bathroom floor. This is the story of two sisters with identical faces but opposite in spirit.
Welcome to Tales by Jeanne. My name is Janet. This story is an original story written and edited by me. I really hope you enjoy it.
In the small, bustling town of Greenfield lived the Lukeman twins. They were identical, but not in every way. First, there was Esther. Esther was the kind of girl who greeted the cleaner with the same respect she gave her boss. She worked as an assistant to the general manager at a small but reputable firm called Hartwell & Associates, located in the busy commercial district of Greenfield. She was very hardworking and kind.
Good morning, Auntie Linda. How are you today?
I'm fine, Miss Esther. Thanks for asking.
She never looked down on anyone. She was the pride of her parents. Then there was Erica. She was the complete opposite of her sister. She believed that work was for people who were cursed and spent her days scrolling through social media. She followed celebrities on Instagram and TikTok, always gushing over their luxurious lifestyles and daydreaming about having such a life. She was a slay queen and believed that she deserved a complete baby girl treatment with zero work. While Esther worked hard at the office, Erica wore clothes that gave her parents high blood pressure. They were identical. If they stood still wearing the same clothes, you could not tell who was who. But the moment they spoke, you could tell the difference. Esther spoke with wisdom while Erica spoke with attitude. The trouble started when Esther met Peter at a networking event held at the Grand Horizon Hotel in the heart of Greenfield. Professionals from different companies had gathered that evening for drinks, conversations, and connections. Peter was the CEO of the Anderson Group, a large real estate and investment company. He was the only son and heir to the Anderson family's large fortune. Peter was a kind and humble man who was looking for a wife with a good heart. He did not want a woman who only loved his money. He wanted a partner. Peter and Esther started talking on the phone and went on dates for 6 months. They fell in love with each other. Esther fell in love with his kindness, and Peter loved Esther for her good heart. Erica, of course, was jealous and never missed a chance to make harsh comments. "Esther, please," she said one evening, rolling her eyes. "Rich men like Peter do not date poor girls like you. Wake up." "He is a good man, Erica," Esther replied calmly. "Good man?" Erica laughed. "If he is so good, where is your car? Where are the expensive gifts? Any man that loves a woman shows it." Esther only smiled softly. "He has offered me gifts many times. I am the one who refused them. I did not fall in love with his money." Erica looked at her like she had said the most foolish thing in the world and went back to her phone. The day everything changed was when Peter proposed to Esther at Bella Vista, a rooftop restaurant overlooking the Greenfield skyline. He got down on one knee and looked up at her. "Esther, you are the most genuine person I have ever met. I do not want to spend another day without you. Will you marry me?" Esther covered her mouth with both hands, her eyes filling with tears. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, Peter." With happiness, Esther shared the good news with her family that night. Her parents were overjoyed while Erica burned with jealousy. She pretended to be happy and hugged her sister. "Congratulations," Erica said with a tight smile, but her eyes said something completely different. If only Esther knew the dark thoughts already brewing in her mind. Soon the wedding preparations began. Peter ordered a very beautiful designer gown from abroad for Esther, and she was happy. She shared everything with Erica and even excitedly told her that she would be her bridesmaid. Soon it was finally the day of the wedding. The ceremony was held at St. Michael's Cathedral, a grand white church on the edge of Greenfield. Esther was in the bridal suite putting on her makeup, her hands trembling slightly with nerves, when Erica walked in holding a small cup. "Here," Erica said softly, setting it down beside her. "Herbal tea. It will calm your nerves." "Thank you," Esther said, smiling at her sister in the mirror. "I don't know why I'm so nervous. It's just Peter." "That's exactly why you're nervous," Erica said with a light laugh. "Drink up. You still have your gown and veil to get into." Esther picked up the cup and drank the tea slowly. Within minutes her eyes began to feel heavy. "Erica," she said, blinking. "I feel so sleepy all of a sudden." It's just the stress catching up with you, Erica said quickly, already guiding her toward the bed. Come, rest for 5 minutes. I'll prepare your gown and veil. Everything is under control. 5 minutes, Esther murmured, lying down. Just 5 minutes. She was asleep before she could say another word. Erica stood over her with a slow, wicked smirk spreading across her face. Sweet dreams, sister. She dragged Esther to the bathroom and locked her inside. Then she turned back to the mirror, picked up the makeup brush, and began working on her own face. She put on Esther's wedding gown, adjusted the veil, and tilted her head at her own reflection. Mrs. Anderson, she said to herself, practicing Esther's soft smile. That has a very nice ring to it. Erica soon walked down the aisle. As the guests turned to look, her aunt Mrs. Gloria Lukeman stepped forward with a wide smile. Oh my goodness, you look absolutely beautiful, she said, squeezing her hands. Where is your sister? I haven't seen Erica all morning. She developed a terrible headache, Erica said with a sad shake of her head. She's resting. She didn't want to ruin the day. Oh, poor thing, Gloria said, patting her hand. Go, your groom is waiting. Erica walked to the altar and Peter reached out and took her hands, his eyes shining. You look breathtaking, he said quietly. I am the luckiest man in the world. The guests murmured happily around them, complimenting how good the couple looked together. Meanwhile, their mother, Mrs. Sandra Lukeman, sat in the front row watching with happy tears running down her face. But something sat uneasily in her chest. She studied the bride carefully, and a quiet voice in the back of her mind whispered that something was not right. She shook her head and wiped her tears. It was just the emotion of the day getting to her. It had to be. The couple shared their vows and took their first dance. The wedding reception was held at the Riverside Banquet Hall, a spacious venue decorated with white roses and golden lights, just a short drive from the church. Later at the reception, Peter reached for Erica's hand and held it gently, studying her face. You know, he said slowly, this is strange. I keep feeling like I am talking to someone I have never met before. Like your energy is different. Erica laughed a little too quickly. Peter, we just got married. Everything feels new. It is normal. Maybe, he said, not entirely convinced, but he let it go. Soon it was time to leave. Peter looked around the hall. Let us go and say goodnight to your parents before we head out, he said. Erica's stomach dropped. She had spent the entire ceremony carefully avoiding her mother, and she knew one look from Mrs. Sandra Lukeman at close range would end everything. They are old, Peter, she said quickly. They go to bed very early. They are probably already sleeping by now. We do not want to disturb them. Peter nodded. All right, let's go then. They left. At the Anderson mansion on the outskirts of town, Peter sat beside Erica on the edge of the bed and reached for her hand. He turned it over gently and looked at it. The birthmark, he said. The small one under your thumb. It is not there. Erica felt her heart jump, but she kept her face calm. I covered it with special makeup. I wanted everything to look perfect today. It will come back in a few days, don't worry. Peter was quiet for a moment. That mark has never disappeared before. Not once since the day we met. He looked at her. And the way you danced today. It felt different. Peter, Erica said, reaching over and touching his face. I am happy. I just got married to the man I love. Of course things feel a little different. Stop looking for problems, and let us enjoy our first night. Please. He looked at her for a long moment, then slowly nodded. Okay. The two relaxed and started talking about the funny moments from the wedding. They laughed together and the tension in the room softened. Then Peter leaned back and smiled. So, I have a full month off for our honeymoon. I want you to pick 2 countries and I will pick one. 30 days, 3 destinations. What do you say? Erica's eyes lit up immediately. Dubai first. Shopping, luxury hotels, 5-star restaurants, everything. Then Paris. I want to walk through every fashion house and completely renew my wardrobe from top to bottom. These 30 days are going to be amazing, Peter. She turned to him excitedly to hear his response and found him fast asleep, his head falling gently to the side. Erica looked at him, then looked around the grand bedroom with its high ceilings and expensive furniture, and smiled to herself. She didn't care that Peter slept off on their wedding night. I am the wife of a billionaire, she whispered. I finally made it. The next morning, Erica was in the bathroom when she heard Peter's voice from the bedroom, warm and laughing softly on the phone. Yes, don't worry. Everything went well, Sandra. I will proceed as we planned. Erica walked out and folded her arms. Who was that? She asked, her voice sharp. Are you already cheating on me? Peter looked at her calmly. It was my mother. It didn't sound like a simple phone call with your mother, Peter. Esther, that was my mom. You'll meet her soon, he told her gently and without blinking. The room went completely silent. Peter sat down on the chair by the window and gestured to the seat across from him. Sit down. Before we enjoy the rest of the day, I need to remind you of the agreement we made before the wedding. Erica sat slowly, her mind racing. What agreement? Peter reached into the drawer beside him and placed a document on the table between them. This one, the one you signed. You agreed to shave your hair completely before the honeymoon begins. Erica stared at the document. Is this a joke? And, Peter continued, his voice still calm, you also agreed to sacrifice your eyesight as part of a ritual to sustain the family's wealth. The man who will perform it is already on his way. He will be here within the hour. Erica shot up from her seat. Peter, have you lost your mind? I am not going blind. I am not shaving my hair. This is evil. This was the deal, he said simply. Esther, you promised you'll do anything for me. Those were your exact words. Erica's mouth fell open. In her mind she thought, Esther agreed to go blind? All this time pretending to be the perfect good girl, and she was agreeing to things like this behind closed doors? Peter stood and walked toward her. You made this promise before the wedding to prove that you belong to me completely. The materials are already prepared. We can begin as soon as he arrives. No. Erica stepped back, her voice cracking. No, stop. Just stop. She pressed her hands to her temples. Peter, I can't. I won't. You have to stop this. Peter looked at her steadily. So you are refusing to fulfill the promise you made to me? I didn't make that promise, she screamed. Then she stopped herself. The room was very quiet. Peter's expression did not change. He simply said, Go on. Erica's shoulders fell. The fight went out of her all at once. She sank into the chair and buried her face in her hands. I am not Esther, she said quietly. I am Erica, her twin sister. Keep talking, Peter said. I am listening. I drugged her tea yesterday morning, Erica said, her voice breaking. She fell asleep and I locked her in the bathroom and took her place at the altar. I was jealous. Esther was getting a rich husband and I had nothing. We look exactly the same, so I thought no one would notice. She was crying now. But I cannot go blind, Peter. I cannot. Please. I will confess everything to the family. I will tell them everything. Just please don't do this to me. Peter looked at her for a long time without speaking. Then he said, I already knew. Erica looked up, her eyes red. What? I knew from the moment you walked down that aisle, he said. I was waiting for you to confess it yourself. He shook his head slowly. What you did to your own sister is wicked, Erica. She was locked in a bathroom on her wedding day, unconscious and alone. Yesterday, I asked you a trick question and you failed, Peter said. Esther and I had already planned our honeymoon in the UK. When I asked you last night to choose countries, you went straight to Dubai and Paris. Things Esther has never once mentioned to me in 6 months. He paused. And the call this morning was not from my mother. It was from your mother. She found Esther on the bathroom floor and called me immediately. Erica completely broke down. She buried her face in her hands and sobbed. Peter's voice was quiet but firm. Pack your things and get out of my house. Your family is waiting for you. In shame, Erica packed her bag and left the mansion. She arrived back at the family home on Willowbrook Street to find her parents seated in the sitting room, their faces hard and cold. Esther sat to the side, her eyes dry, watching her sister walk through the door. Erica dropped to her knees the moment she entered. I am sorry, she wept. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Their father, Mr. Raymond Lukeman, looked down at her without expression. Do you know what could have happened to your sister if we had not found her in time? She was unconscious, Erica. On the floor. Their mother turned her face away, unable to look at her. Esther, please, Erica begged, stretching her hands toward her sister. Please say something. I know I was wrong. I am begging you. Esther looked at her quietly. When she finally spoke, her voice was steady. Peter wanted to press charges, Esther said. Fraud. Identity theft. He was ready to send you to jail. She paused. I asked him not to. Erica exhaled sharply. Thank you, Esther, thank you. I am not finished, Esther said. There is one condition. You will start working at Peter's company as a cleaner, from the very bottom, and you will change your ways and prove that you are genuinely sorry. Not with words, with your life. Erica looked at her parents, but they looked away, their silence saying everything. This was their decision too. Erica looked down at her manicured nails, her styled hair, and said quietly, I am an influencer, Esther. I have a following. I can't just clean her, Esther said. Or jail. Choose. Erica closed her eyes. I'll take it, she said. Some weeks later, Peter and Esther had a small, private, and beautiful wedding with only family members at the Lukeman family home. The garden was decorated simply with white flowers and fairy lights. It was quiet and warm and full of only people who truly loved them. Erica was also there, but she was working as one of the waitresses, moving quietly through the guests with a tray of drinks, watching the bride and groom from a distance with deep regret in her eyes. Esther had been promoted to manager at Hartwell and Associates, a reward for years of hard work and dedication, and her relationship with Peter was now stronger than ever. As for Erica, her first weeks at the Anderson Group headquarters were brutal. Her hands cracked from the cleaning products. People she used to look down on were now her supervisors. Every morning she tied on her work apron and thought about all the choices that had led her there. But slowly something shifted. She learned the names of the other cleaners. She learned their stories. She stopped looking at her phone and started looking at the people around her. She learned that life was not about being a slay queen or living a soft life. It was about who you were when no one was giving you anything. She truly regretted everything now. And for the first time in her life, Erica was living a changed life.